Hello, and welcome to the Ferret Business Podcast. I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, aka Yemmy, aka Wicka DJ Yemmy, and with me today is a YouTube gamer, video maker, a Twitch streamer, and the owner of the Helping Hands Twitter profile. It's the Rugged Gamer. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much, sir.
How are you doing this morning? As I've been corrected already.
I'm doing good, thank you. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad at all. So you're normally up at 1 a.m. your time?
Yes. Yeah, I work nights, so I'm in reverse. So I get to spend my time with everybody on your side of the world.
That's true, actually. So, what type of work do you do, if you can answer?
I drive trucks for a living, so I deliver like salad stuff for sandwich shops and stuff like that.
Is it a tough profession, or is it pretty laid back?
Well, normally it's laid back, but you know what it's like with idiot drivers on the roads these days.
It's just as bad in America as it is in England.
Yeah, it's probably same both places, I think.
Do you have like a strict trucking company, or is it more relaxed and not docking your pay for every wrong turn you make?
Oh no, it's pretty much laid back. You're left to your own devices, really, as long as you get the job done.
Well, that's good. I had the Division on here a long time ago, and he told us a story about how if you do a U-turn, you're automatically fired at the. I think he was a propane truck driver for a little bit there. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, that's a lot of stress on somebody.
Have the doors ever swung open on your truck and you had to run after lettuce flying everywhere?
No, thankfully not.
Well, hey, let's talk about where the name for your channel came from, because the Rugged Gamer doesn't stand out to me as like something that I know.
I'm terrible at naming things, and I kind of went for my own appearance. So I've got a beard, So I thought, yeah, sod it, sounds good enough for me.
So the Rugged Gamer comes from the scraggly scruffy beard.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So have you had a beard since puberty, or has it been a more of like an adult thing for you?
Well, I joined the forces, and then shortly after I left the forces, I realised my hair was gone. So I had to succumb to the fact that I couldn't have my crazy hairstyles that I used to have. So I switched over to the beard. So while I couldn't grow on top, I grew on the bottom of my face. So now it's shaved head, beard.
So it's been going strong ever since, right?
Yeah, I've probably had a beard now for about 8 years, something like that, non-stop.
Yeah, I think I started my beard. Oh man, it was during college. I know that probably about 5 years ago, and I did a no shave November, which it was a thing for me back then. I wouldn't shave for a month, but I just let it keep going. It just kept going. Didn't stop it. I mean, I trim it, of course. Like I'm not like a wizard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do the same. I kind of keep it nice and neat and stuff like that. I think a lot of people went from the November. I think it was called over here. It was called Movember. So everybody grew mustaches, and then it changed it to beards, and then it became popular amongst celebrities doing it all, and it's a trend now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, because as soon as a celebrity grows a beard, they're 100% more handsome.
Oh yeah.
So where did you get your when did your gaming career start? Like, what era was the origin of the Rugged Gamer?
Well, for the YouTube side of things, it's only been the past year, but I've been gaming since I was a child and haven't really stopped. And I mean, for those who are roughly similar age as me, I remember that I kind of started gaming properly when dial-up was still around.
Oh boy,
I'm only in my 30s, but still, I remember the days where if you had an American player, you can play with them. You are lagging way too much. Now it's a thing of the past, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the first game I played competitively was Raven Shield.
Oh really?
Yeah, and Athena Sword. That's going back some time, isn't it?
Do you remember what was the first game you popped into your first console, or even floppy disk you threw into your first computer?
Oof, I can't really. The only ones I remember, the ones that I kind of played online, as I say, the Raven Shield's probably the biggest one for me. It's where I got my original alias from, which is Ace Mike 87, which is what my kind of gaming alias is. And that's off the film Starship Troopers.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I love Starship Troopers.
If you remember I was originally called Rico, and I thought that's taking it a bit too much off the film, so I changed it to Ace. So I knew where it was from. It was the blonde-haired idiot who gets stabbed in the hand when he's arguing.
Yeah,
and I thought that suited me perfectly. So it stuck with me, but I never carried it over to the YouTube side of things. I took like a new alias so I could play online quite comfortably without being pestered if I ever got famous, which may be a long time down the line.
Well, hey, you're over 300 subscribers now on the YouTube channel. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
What has been the hardest part of being on YouTube and or Twitch so far?
It's trying to balance everything. Obviously, I work 6 out of 8 days normally. I do 4 on 4 off, but I usually do extras because we're trying to save up for a wedding. Oh. So it's kind of like trying to do everything and then trying to get back to doing my YouTube and my Twitch, and then obviously trying to do the helping hands as well. It does take a lot out of your time.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the hardest thing for me, I think, is just trying to balance everything. Especially if you want to grow as well. When you want to grow, you've got to be engaging with your audience, and it's so hard to do that.
Well, hey, congratulations on getting married. Is it soon, or is it still a little bit off in the distance?
Next year, July 2020.
I guess in the scope of things, I guess that's not too far away.
No, it's not. It's far enough to not worry about, but it's not far. It's not too far to think, it's miles away yet, but it's close enough.
So how'd you and your wife meet? Or fiance, not wife, not yet.
Wife to be. Well, we knew each other about 10 years ago. Where neither of us would ever date each other because we were both very different people back then. And then I bumped into her one day when I was test riding. Well, I was helping a friend with a motorbike. He had a battery die, and I said, "Well, you're gonna have to take it for a ride to charge the battery up." And we went into a car park. Tesco's here, and she was walking out buying her mum some flowers for her birthday, and I bumped into her and messaged her, and that's the past.
Wow. So, geez, if that car battery didn't die, you might never have met.
No, it would. Well, yeah, we'd have gone on without knowing anything ever again. But fate.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Was it love at first sight, or was it more of like a growing love?
I couldn't really say. It was more of a just wow. I've not seen you for so long. You're a completely different person. Let's go out for a meal, and she agreed.
So is dating much different from in America? Because in America, you kind of text a little bit, invite someone to go out. Text a little bit more, go out for like 3 or 4 dates, and then you're kind of quote unquote dating until, you're quote unquote dating, and then you have to make it official and all that stupid stuff. Is it kind of the same out there?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yeah. Obviously these days it's all online, isn't it? So it's a bit crazy. I mean, you don't even see somebody before you've met them. But thankfully, I saw somebody face to face.
Yeah.
Don't do the online dating stuff. It takes the fun out of it.
So I got a weird question for you. I watch a lot of the American versions of British shows. Are there any out there that are better than the original British shows, like The Office or something like that?
There was one actually that I kind of was watching. I can't remember what it's called now, and it made me laugh so much because it was obviously it was an American take on something. But usually 9 times out of 10, if it's an American show, it's really good. But if it's an American show taken from a British show, they try and get the same humor. and it's lost. It's really lost. I think I think you guys had like a Family Fortunes out there.
Yeah.
And obviously the host, sorry, would try and make some sort of joke with the celebrities, and I was watching an American version of that, and the jokes were lost on me. Maybe because I'm not American though, so
that could be the cultural barrier, I guess you would say.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there is a couple that are a lot better than ours, but to name it, I couldn't remember, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I've been browsing Netflix a little bit, and I watched like one British show. It was a Netflix original called Sick Note, and now my whole feed is full of British shows. So I've been kind of culturing myself a little bit. But I recently just got into I've always known about Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail. I've seen it when I was a kid. I saw it when I was in high school. I loved it, but I had never seen Monty Python's The Life of Brian, and that quickly became one of my favorite movies. Like that movie is so unique and so hilarious. Like the British humor translates completely to the America. It's like it's seamless. Just wondering if you had the same thoughts.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, as I say, sometimes when you're watching the shows that I mentioned earlier, the humor is lost. But yeah, in a lot of the cases, it passes over quite easily. And sometimes I find American shows funnier. I mean, I know it's a little bit different, but if you try and watch Japanese shows and stuff like that, they're even funnier, and they're not supposed to be funny. Sometimes not understanding the joke is sometimes funnier than understanding the joke. But yeah, no, it does cross over quite well.
So I know that Red Event Gaming, he was on the podcast earlier as well. He is kind of like the co-creator, but also brought on a little bit after the creation of YouTube Helping Hands. I was just wondering how you two met, got to know each other, and started this Twitter page.
We just met now when we were networking on Twitter. I kind of started YouTube Helping Hands with 4 other people. 3 other people. Sorry. And then through just networking it and networking my own channel and stuff like that, Red Event popped up. Started talking to him, and obviously he networks a hell of a lot on Twitter, so he gets involved with people and talks to people a lot. And from there, I was like, well, I've just started this up. Do you want to join in? And from there, he's kind of stuck with it. He's pretty much the second, my right hand man, so to speak. He really does put in a lot of effort.
So why did you start the Helping Hands Twitter page?
I kind of had a vision, and thinking back on it now, it probably wasn't the best thing to do when I was trying to grow my own YouTube. But at the same time, I've met some amazing people at the same time, so I don't regret it either. But the vision I had was to try and build people up. So it was like, hey, look, I'm a small YouTuber. You're a small YouTuber. Let's grow together. And for all intents and purposes, that's exactly what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, sometimes it's not as good as you hope it is, but sometimes it far exceeds what you expect it to do. And thankfully, more often than not, I get to meet great creators, and we get to grow together.
So I saw also on your Twitter handle you have Mad on there. Is that just another group that you joined?
No, so well, yes and no. Red Event did a small stint of getting developers together, getting their games, and he created a thing called Mad, where basically he'd have a team of us within YouTube Helping Hands that would, play the game for the developer and try and get it some exposure and give it some feedback and stuff like that. We did the Escape the Labyrinth. And we also did another one. I actually got it up here. It was, what was it called now? It's been that long since I've played it. But yeah, we did the Escape the Labyrinth one, which was really fun, and we obviously did a lot of streams on it. Eonia was the other one.
Oh, okay.
So we got Eonia, and a group of us did that, and a group of us covered it, gave loads of feedback to the developer, and that's just what that was all about. But it's kind of gone quiet on that front at the moment because I think we're trying to concentrate on building our own channels up a bit. I mean, Red's like at 850 subscribers now, so he's been really trying to push his content out at the moment.
So, what happened to the discussions on the channel? Because I saw you started off with some discussions, some gameplay, and then they kind of fizzled out towards the first week of your channel being up.
Oh, there
was a Star Wars Battlefront 2 one, and there was a Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 one.
Honestly, it was with two other people that I was gaming with, and I just didn't get time to meet up with them as much as I'd like, and I was waiting a long time getting like content done, and I kind of just fell in love with doing my own type of thing. I still plan on doing stuff like that, and if I ever get a chance to kind of put more time into it, then definitely. It's just the setup I have now and time. It's just so hard to get with the guys who I was doing it with. I mean, I'd love to do something like that with other YouTubers, and that's something I've got kind of penciled in. Mm-hmm. It's just the moment hasn't arrived, and I kind of regret that because I did enjoy doing it, and the setup's a lot better now as well. You know, it was right when I first started. I didn't have a decent microphone, I didn't have a decent setup, recording or anything like that. So now the quality will be a hell of a lot better. But yeah, it's sat on its thumbs at the moment.
And then what's your favorite game to play on the channel?
Well, the one I've sunk the most hours in is Factorio. There's probably not that much on the channel for Factorio at the moment, but there's more planned. But it's probably my most favourite game that I've played. The one that I'm looking forward to the most to bring into the channel is Dual Universe, which obviously is in a non-disclosure agreement at the moment, so I'm not allowed to.
Oh,
but yeah,
lips are sealed. So, all right.
Yeah. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't say anything about that game because it is under a non-disclosure. All they'll allow us to say is whatever's on their page.
Okay, yeah. We'll move on before you get in trouble. I saw you played a game called Polygod probably about 4 months back on the channel. It looked interesting to me, but I want to know, like, how was the feeling playing that game, and is it worth buying?
Yeah, Polygod. Yeah, it was quite a fun game. Obviously, doing creation like this, you do get a lot of games like that. You don't expect much from it. If you want to have a good laugh, then by all means play it, and it's really fun. But it is just a mess around game. It's nothing what you'd expect, like your Call of Duties and stuff like that. But it is really funny. I say really, that's probably the one that I've enjoyed the most. That's been the most simple. So it's definitely worth a look.
Yeah, I'll take a look into it. It looks really fun. Doesn't look too difficult, but hey, you never know.
It's actually quite hard.
Is it?
When
made it look easy.
When I first played it, I really, really struggled with it until you kind of get your foot in, and then you're like, right, okay, this is how this happens.
So I saw you played the Anthem VIP demo. Are you excited for Anthem, and did you have any problems with it?
Yes, I had some major issues with it. Obviously, I had the VIP demo, so I was the first one in on the first demo weekend, and I got every problem they had. Was the connection issues, the rubber banding, which you can see on the demo. Any other issues that they'd reported that we just fell into. But aside from that, fantastic game, and I cannot wait for it to come out.
So did you play it again on the open beta or demo weekend? Because when I played it, I didn't really have any of those problems. The only problem I had was I didn't really like the first-person perspective in the hub
Yes, I played it the second time, and the screen loading times that was reported had all but gone. The rubber banding had gone. It was a lot more stable. Yeah, they everything they'd addressed as an issue had been, as far as I could tell, resolved on the open weekend. And I thankfully got a chance to play that again, and it was great.
So did you have any fears coming out of the VIP weekend that were kind of quelled by the open beta weekend?
No, I don't think I had any fears. I think I was kind of I feared playing it, and then I looked at the update and the dev blog, and they'd already, like I said, we know these are issues, these are unexpected issues, but it's more almost like stress testing, and that kind of put me at ease. It's like, all right, so they know it's there, they know it's happened, so at least they're going to fix it. And then when I saw it from the open weekend, it was gone. So it's like, yes, excellent.
Yeah, I was a little worried about the game going into the demo. Of course, BioWare didn't have the best game when they put out Mass Effect Andromeda, and this game kind of looked similar to that with the combat style. But I was really impressed by how the game played and how the suits worked, and I actually wound up loving the playstyle of this game a lot more than Mass Effect Andromeda. So I have high hopes for the game, and I put down $5 to pre-order the game, so I will be getting it day one.
Yes, I've got it ready to go as well. Thankfully, I do still have concerns. I'm not 100% yet because it's still an EA game, and I've just played Apex Legends. Actually, just before we came onto here, I just finished off on Apex Legends. That's why I was a little bit late replying to you. And typical to EA, there is loot boxes that you can buy. But thankfully, they've learnt the lesson slightly, I think. So there's nothing where you have to buy a loot box to get the better characters. It's all cosmetics. But I'm hoping they make it easy enough. Not too easy, obviously. You still need a challenge to do something. But I hope they make it easy enough for you to be able to get the things that you would necessarily want to buy in a loot box. Better looking armor or whatever it is. So I'm hoping that's the case. But we'll see when it releases.
Yeah, we'll see. That's the big line that I always say. We'll see what happens. Because just like with you, I'm okay with loot boxes that are purely cosmetic. Like, I don't have to buy those. Like, I didn't have to buy 20 loot boxes from Call of Duty. Like, I could have gotten. I didn't even need those the different skins or anything like that. But I was so invested in the game that I loved the Call of Duty World War II, and so I bought them. And I was like, okay, this was worth my time. I got a good amount of things. I enjoy what I got. Games like Shadow of War, though, are games that I frown upon because they gave you better orcs and stuff inside those boxes. And it's like, well, I could play the game for 5 hours and get maybe one orc leveled up to enough that I can use them, or I can just buy a loot box and it automatically pops at my level. Like, those are the things that I hate. And that one's not like an entirely online game, but there are some games where it's like, mostly mobile games where it's pretty much pay to win.
Yeah, a lot of mobile games are like that. I mean, even the Star Trek game they brought out recently on mobile, you can buy your levels up so fast, and it's like, oh, why am I even bothering playing it? I tell you, the one game that has always got it right is Warframe, 100%.
I've heard a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, that's how it should be. I mean, taking aside that it is a free-to-play game, they've made so much money on it, it's unreal, because they go, right, here's everything. You're going to have to work hard to get it, or you can buy premium, and premium gives you access to things easier. But it's not also in a case where you have to spend hundreds of pounds just to get one thing. You spend a tenner, you got loads of stuff from that. But yeah, definitely, they've got it right.
Yeah, that's cool. Compared to Apex Predator, is it on that same level of Warframe, or is it a completely different experience?
The Apex Legends I've been playing.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, Predator.
Yeah, you confused me there. I was like, what?
I was thinking of biology, science for some reason.
No, Warframe's in a league of its own. It's a very, very niche gameplay. I for one love Warframe. But yeah, it's nothing like Apex. Apex is brilliant if you were a fan of Titanfall, and that's Titanfall 1. Titanfall 2 lost its way a bit, and they brought it back with this Apex. I mean, don't get me wrong, it should be Titanfall 3, and it should be back to how Titanfall 1 was. But for a replacement game and following the Battle Royale styles, yeah, it's a good game.
So are you a fan of any of the Battle Royale games, or is Apex really the only one you've played so far?
I played PUBG. I really, really like PUBG, but I never got massively into it. And I've been playing the Call of Duty Blackout.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I play that personally with a few friends, just kind of just chill out.
Yeah, I fell out of Black Ops 4 pretty fast. The game just didn't. I don't know. It's just something with the futuristic thing being back, and there's no campaign mode, and I was having a real bad time on the battle royale mode. Like I I was playing with my friend, and this dude jumped out of a window. He didn't have a helmet on. He didn't have the hockey pads or the armored pads, but the game registered that he had level 3 armor. So when I started shooting him in the back, he was able to turn around and just one shot me with a sniper rifle. I had the level 1 armor on. I was like, yep. And I haven't played it since.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty all over again, as you say. It's lost its way with all the futuristic stuff, but they had to go somewhere. They tried doing World War II, and it kind of got some of its fan base back. But they believed the Modern Warfare was the era to follow, and it was when it was Modern Warfare 2. But it ain't when it's futuristic.
Do you think that because Infinity Ward is going to be the next Call of Duty release, the next developer in the Call of Duty, and they did Modern Warfare series and Ghosts and Infinite Warfare. Do you think they're going to go back to Modern Warfare this year, or do you think they're going to wait until, like, maybe they're going to do a remaster of Modern Warfare 2 this year, then they'll do the remaster of Modern Warfare 3, and they'll release, like, a complete trilogy collection of the Modern Warfare series, and then release not Mass Effect 4, but not Medal of Honor 4 either, Jesus Christ, Modern Warfare 4.
I really don't know. I mean, if they bring out a remastered Modern Warfare 2, there is an argument to say everybody loved it, everybody will play it, but then all they are doing is bringing out remastered games. There's nothing new, and they'll be criticised for that, I think.
Maybe. I mean, well, actually, you're right. I think, though, they would be a little bit criticized for that, because it's like, I think the same thing's kind of happening with Assassin's Creed right now. Like, they did the Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and Revelations trilogy remaster for all the systems. And I was like, yeah, that was fine. And now they're doing 3, which makes me think that, okay, so what, are they going to do Black Flag next, and they'll do Unity again, and, I mean, Rogue already had a remaster. What's next?
Exactly. And you can only go so far with remaking games. I mean, yeah, everybody's falling in love with the games, but they're going to get bored really easy, and you'll lose your fan base.
Yeah, I think after nostalgia passes, people aren't going to pick up the game again, or if they do pick it up again, they'll do everything that they've ever wanted to do again in it, and then they'll probably drop it off, especially if there's no multiplayer in the game. Multiplayer was a huge part of the original Modern Warfare remaster. People ate that up, me included. I like the Modern Warfare remaster. Obviously, it also caught some eyes of the awards ceremonies. It got Best Remaster of the Year and all that. If they were going to remaster a game from your childhood, what game would you want to see, and who would be the best company to take care of it?
My prayers have been answered. I can retire now. Command and Conquer is coming back.
Oh, okay.
Command and Conquer is the game that always needed the remaster, and Westwood Studios needed to be the ones to do it, and they've brought them back in. So yes, I'm happy. I can retire quite happy now.
I was a huge fan of Command and Conquer's Generals, and then the 0 Hour expansion. Me and my friend would play that for, hours on end. We would just fight each other. We would fight bots. I love those two games. I never played the original, though. I never played the original Command and Conquer.
That was a mistake.
Well, I suppose I'll pick up the remaster.
Yeah, the original Command and Conquer was the greatest strategy game I have ever had the pleasure of playing. Obviously, looking at it now, compared to what we have now, it's nothing on what they had now. But them games that we have now would not be what they are without Command and Conquer.
Yeah,
brilliant game.
Did you see the E3 press conference for the new mobile Command and Conquer?
I did not know. I missed that. The E3 for me was all about the new stuff, actually, for the Xbox. I mean, I do PC and Xbox games, and I was really excited to see the Halo coming out and the Cyberpunk coming out. So I actually missed a lot of the PC release stuff. I mean, I caught a few things like Anthem and stuff like that, but that's because it's both platforms.
Well, you didn't miss much. It was literally just a guy staying on stage, playing a phone game for like 20 minutes. It went on for way too long, and the game just didn't look. It didn't look impressive. It just looked like a mobile game that you would buy, you would get for free. Actually, it just looked, like one of those ones that Arnold Schwarzenegger does the commercials for. First strike. Oh, get to the chopper. Then he blows it up. It's something like that.
Yeah. I mean, they brought out Diablo, haven't they, as a mobile game? That
made a lot of people. Yeah, that was a lot of downvotes on that one.
Oh yes. Yeah, well, they wanted a new Diablo, and they got a mobile game, so they were not happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy either. I mean, let's say my favorite series decided to throw a mobile game at me. I'd be like, yeah, but where's the actual where's the game? You might call this Roller Coaster Tycoon 4, but this is a mobile game that's pay to win. Luckily, they redeemed themselves with Roller Coaster Tycoon World, but Roller Coaster Tycoon 4 will still be a stain in the history of the Tycoon games.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you made it through the podcast. How you feeling?
I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
Well, hey, thanks for coming on The Rugged Gamer. I've been talking to The Rugged Gamer. If you want to, you can check him out. The links will be in the description below, including Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and the YouTube Helping Hands Twitter as well. And then also at the end cards, we'll have his YouTube channel as well, and also his latest video, whatever it may be the day that this come out. I'll put that at the end cards as well. The Rugged Gamer, is there anything else you want to say before we end the podcast?
No, just keep doing what you guys love doing the best, and thank you very much for having me on the podcast.
Well, not a problem. All right, I have been your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been I messed it up again. The funny thing is, I just recorded YemmyCast today, which is my video game podcast, and I did the ending perfectly on that one, and now I come here, and I'm like, it's YemmyCast. No, it's not. It's the Ferret Business Podcast. I did that last interview, too. I feel so bad. All right, let me try this one more time. All right, well, I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been the Ferret Business Podcast.